Welcome back to the cutting board. Hummus is a really great condiment that you can use for so many different things, like dips and spreads, and it's also really good because it's adaptable for the season that you're in. What we're gonna do today is make a really big, bold, autumn flavored hummus. And it's all gonna start with butternut squash. That's gonna be our first fall flavor that we're gonna be putting into this hummus. So we're gonna be roasting this. Preheat your oven then to 400 degrees so that it's ready to go. And break down your butternut squash. If it's a big one like this, you're probably gonna use about a little bit more than half. If it's a smaller one, probably the whole thing. You're trying to get about a pound of cubed butternut squash. So I've gone ahead and I've already cleaned one so that you can see what it's like. And I'm gonna get this ready for roasting. I've got a baking sheet, which you can either spray with some cooking spray, or what I'm gonna do to make it a little bit easier to use later on is I'm gonna use some parchment paper. Put down the parchment paper and then spread out your cubed butternut squash across the tray. You wanna space them out in such a way that they're gonna be able to roast evenly. That's what we're trying to do. So when I've got them on the tray, then I'm gonna put a little bit of salt on top of them. You'll salt to taste. And I'm gonna drizzle with just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on top of that. And then I'm gonna put this in the oven for 20 minutes. It's gonna get soft and really nice and golden, and then I'll be ready to make the hummus. Our butternut squash is roasted and ready to be incorporated into the hummus itself. So we're gonna start out by taking that's why I put on the parchment paper, it's a little bit easier to use, and put it into your food processor or blender or whatever it is that you're gonna use to incorporate your hummus together. Makes it a little bit easier here. Wow, it all came off so nice. Barely have to use the spoon. There we go. And once that's done, we're gonna get this out of our way. And now we're gonna put in the rest of the ingredients for the hummus. We're gonna start off with half a cup of olive oil. That's gonna help keep everything together. And then again, our more traditional ingredients like chickpeas. 16 ounces of chickpeas, or if you're cheating, 1 can of chickpeas. We're gonna include the juice of 1 lemon. That's gonna give us our sour. And then the other traditional ingredient in a hummus, which is tahini, we've got 1/3 of a cup of tahini that we're gonna put in. And that is gonna give us some sweetness as well. And then we're gonna use about a tablespoon of salt to taste basically. And then the 2 ingredients that you might not be thinking of in a hummus, which are coconut milk, to give us a little bit of sweetness. It's gonna counterbalance really, really beautifully with the butternut squash. So we got 1/3 of a cup of coconut milk, and then 1/3 of a cup of nutritional yeast. Once we've got all that in there, we're just gonna blend this all together. Now it's nice and creamy and smooth and basically ready to eat right away. So let's go ahead and put it in a bowl. You can already smell those great flavors. It's really rich and creamy. Get all that out. And we are ready to taste this. It is ready to serve right away. You can serve the hummus however you like. Here I just chose to dice up a little bit of tomatoes and put them on top, give a little bit of color. But it's ready to go, and you can eat it as a dip, on spread, just like traditional hummus. We're looking to see if it has those autumn flavors. And perfect. It's got a smokiness that comes out from the butternut squash and really nice savory flavor that comes from the nutritional yeast. It's all married together in a perfect hummus. I have tried to figure out how long this is gonna last in the fridge, but I've never been able to do that because in my house, it always disappears on the first day. I'm gonna assume it stays for a couple of days in the fridge. You're gonna love it. Like, subscribe, and tell me below how it worked out for you. Join us again on the cutting board for more great recipes just like this.